Right, hello. This video is going to show you how to use a saucepan to cook rice. Now, this is the saucepan I'm going to use, and you can see that there's a very nice coating, but better to use the saucepan with a good coating because otherwise the rice may stick to the saucepan. And if you are using the electric stove, then you don't need this one, but because I'm using the gas one, this one can make the heat more even. Now here's the rice. I'm using 1 cup. Any amount is fine, and because there's a coating in the saucepan, therefore don't wash the rice in the saucepan. You can use a bowl and then put the rice here, and then we'll rinse the rice before cooking. Okay, now after you have washed the rice, and then can put the rice in your saucepan. And then you have to add water. Now, actually, different kinds of rice may need different amounts of water, but usually if you have put, say, 1 cup of rice, then you just put 1 cup of water. And then you taste it. If you think it is not enough water, then maybe next time you can add a bit water when you cook it. But if you think that it is too moist, then next time you can just add less water. Now, here, I just put 1 cup of rice, therefore I put 1 cup of water, and then make it even. Now, another way to look at the amount of water when you have your rice put evenly, and then you can see that the water level is just around 1 cm above the rice level. Okay, and the amount of water used also depends on your stove. If you use a very strong heat, then the water may be evaporated very quickly. Then in that case you may need a little bit more water. Okay, that's why if you think that it is not enough, you may add a little bit. Little bit means maybe you just add a little bit more like that. Don't add half cup of it, then it definitely it will be too much. Or actually you can add water in the middle during the cooking. Now I take off this one first, and then we can start the fire, or we start the heat. It's better if you use the cover of the glass, therefore you can easily see how it is cooked or whether it is ready. Now, at the beginning, you can use strong heat. Let you have a look. Okay? And then just look at it carefully. Okay, you have to turn it small heat when it starts to boil. you can see the steam. It means it is almost boiled. It's getting boiled. But if you are using the electric one, when you turn down the heat, it may still need time to let the temperature go down. That's why when you see the steam, you may start to lower the heat. Okay. Okay, I open it to let you have a look. Almost boiled. Okay, it's getting boiled. You can see? Not sure whether you can see clearly, but you may see the bubbles. If you want to have hard-boiled eggs, or for Chinese, you may also want to have some, say, the salted egg. You can clean the egg and then put on the rice, and then you can cook the eggs at the same time, actually. Right. It may take us several more minutes. When it is when it is getting boiled, and when you start to see there are quite a lot of bubbles, or you may see the holes on the rice, then you must turn the heat down, turn the temperature down. Otherwise, the water may just evaporate too quickly. Or if you want to cook it even faster, if you think that you are in a hurry, you soak the rice first before cooking. But when you soak the rice, it means you just add the same amount for cooking. For example, for my case, if I use 1 cup of rice, if I want, say, I want to shorten the cooking time, then I soak it in water before cooking, say an hour before. But if I use 1 cup of rice, then I use 1 cup of water, then you just use 1 cup of water for the soaking. And then after soaking, then you just put the rice and the remaining water together and then start cooking. No need to add more water, because you will find that if you put the rice in the water for an hour, then you may find that the water is absorbed. But because the water is absorbed, it's already there's already a lot of moisture inside the rice. Therefore, after soaking, you don't need to add any more water, and then you can just put the rice immediately with the remaining liquid, and then just cook. Now you can see that there are lots of bubbles here. It means it is boiling, and this time it's boiling not very rigorously, because I have already turned my heat down. Then you just let it cook in this way. Now see whether your cover can see the inside clearly. Usually the cooking time needs around at least 10 minutes. Therefore, I would suggest you to check it after 10 minutes. Okay, and then see whether all the moisture is absorbed. When the moisture is absorbed or almost absorbed, then you may just see the surface of the rice is still very moist. Then you may need to cook, say, another 5 minutes. Okay, but you have to keep checking. And then after it is cooked, then you have to cover it and then just let this stand like this with the cover, say around 5 to 10 more minutes, so that the rice can fully absorb the moisture. If you eat it straightly after cooking, then you will find that the rice will be too sticky and too moist. Just remind you that for our Chinese, we eat the rice after cooked. No need to rinse the rice, because I have seen some people, they just cook the rice just like cooking spaghetti. After cooking the rice, and then use the water to rinse the rice. It's not necessary. Okay, right. Let's stop here, and then we'll wait for 10 more minutes, and then I'll show you what it looks. Now I have cooked the rice for almost 10 minutes. Now if you have a timer, you can set the timer for 10 minutes, so that the timer can remind you to look at the rice right. Otherwise, if you forget this, then it can be burnt. Right, now let's take a look. Maybe I'll show you closer. Now you can see that the rice has become bigger after absorbing the water, and then you can see the hole here is because of the boiling of water, and then you may look, the top is a bit dry, and then if you are not quite sure, you can just have a look like that, and then try it, and then see whether it is soft enough. The top maybe is not soft enough, then you can add a little bit more water, and then cover it, and then cook it for a few minutes. Now it is very common the top will be a bit dry, because it is I'm not using the rice cooker. If I use the rice cooker, of course it is much better, but it doesn't matter actually. And also this kind of rice is a bit hard. This kind of rice is a bit hard. If you use rice, there should be no problem. Then you can check, but usually we don't check in this way, but for the first few times, if you are not quite sure, you can just take it, have a look like that. Inside is very soft already. Okay, the moisture should be enough. Okay, that's why it should be okay. I just like to show you. It's like that. This part is very moist. You can see the moisture here actually. Now a little bit stick to the it stick a bit to the saucepan. That's why if you use a better saucepan with the nice coating, it will be much better. Okay, and then that should be okay, but there's some extra moisture here. That's why you just cover it and then cook it just 1 or 2 minutes with the heat. Or if you use the electric one, actually you can turn off the heat now, because there's a remaining heat from the stove. And that's why in that case, if you are satisfied with this texture, then you just turn the heat off, turn the heat off, and then let it cover like that for at least 5 more minutes. Okay, then the rice will be fully absorb the water. The texture will be much better. Okay, this is the way how we cook the rice with the saucepan. Oops, you can also try it. Okay, let's stop here now. Good appetite.